As I said yesterday, the President wanted to see the report by the Independent Inspector General into the activity of IRS personnel before he made judgments about that activity. He has seen the report, and you saw his statement. It was categorical and reflected his absolute conviction that the conduct portrayed in the report is inappropriate, and regardless of the motivation, it is wrong. And he expects people to be held accountable if they engaged in inappropriate activity, inappropriate conduct. He expects the Treasury Department and the IRS to take all the necessary actions to ensure that this kind of thing cannot happen again. And he insists that this happen because it is of the utmost importance in the President's mind that the American people understand and believe that the IRS applies our tax laws in a neutral and fair way to everyone. And he feels very strongly about this, as I think you saw when he took a question about it and answered it in the hypothetical, if you will, if the reports on what had happened turn out to be true. And now that we know what the IG report has said, you saw what his views are about it in the statement he released. And he'll be meeting with Treasury Department officials later today to talk about the next steps that he hopes will be taken to achieve the things that I just said, making sure that people are held accountable for their conduct, for their activities, and that the necessary steps are taken to ensure that this does not happen again.
But that still doesn't answer the question about what he thinks being held accountable means. Does he think that people should lose their jobs if they were involved in this?
Well, I'm not going to get into specifics about what outcomes should happen here, but I will tell you that the President feels very strongly about this, and that he wants to see that that the actions taken, as revealed by the Treasury report, that are inappropriate, are met with consequences. And he will have that discussion with Treasury officials, and he will make clear to Treasury Department leaders that he expects action.
Is he going to leave the decisions, though, about how these people should be held accountable to the Treasury Department?
I think there are obviously procedures in place here about lines of authority, and I will direct you to the Treasury Department for how that works in terms of Treasury's oversight of the IRS.